gesso is one of those things that all of us painters need when we want to stretch our own canvas. As far as gesso at the store, it's ridiculously expensive. Whereas, if you go to the dollar store and make it yourself, it's dirt cheap. Now I have here a nice good old-fashioned mayonnaise jar, and I've got some glue, yay, glue, and some baby powder, and a couple of ounces of titanium white left over. So really all you need for this is the baby powder, the titanium white, the water, and some glue, and that's it. Let's go ahead and grab those ingredients, combine them in the mayonnaise jar, and we've got ourselves some gesso. Now this stuff will settle just like normal gesso does, and I also have a start of a painting that I did on this just so you can see how it winds up looking. Now this is also sandable, just like real gesso, so this should work out real nicely for you. I've used it on quite a few paintings. In fact, actually, if you want to, well, like that one right there, or that guy behind me. So, those were both hand stretched with this type of gesso. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. So I am following, well, kind of following, AJ's recipe, which I will put a link in the description. I found the reason I started using this recipe actually wasn't just because of the price. It was actually because I found myself in a bind, just like AJ says in his description, where Hobby Lobby was closed. Yeah. And I don't know if you've ever gotten on one of those painting kicks, but when it's 3 o'clock in the morning, or Sunday, and you can't get your hands on the products you need, you figure out a way to improvise. I've done everything from getting canvas at Walmart out of their fabric section, all the way over to building my own frames at Home Depot, to, well, to this gesso. And it turned out pretty well. Now, I do modify his recipe just a bit because he uses 1 part glue, 6 parts baby powder to, let's see if I can remember it right, 1 part glue, 6 parts baby powder, 3 parts water. And I found that was just a little too soupy. I wound up having to add almost double the baby powder the next time. So, what I do is I do about half glue, half water, and then add baby powder on top of it, and basically double the mixture at that point with the baby powder. The other thing you might run into with this is it will smell. It will smell like baby powder, which to me is a disgusting scent. But I much prefer the smell of, well, turpin oil. It has a better smell to me than baby powder, if that says anything. Alright, so one other side note that you can do here, if you stop before putting the baby powder in and the titanium white, you have yourself Mod Podge. It's half water, half glue. That's it. It's as simple as that. And just, you know, make sure you mix it up before every use, and you're good. And I will do a separate video on Mod Podge as well, just to kind of, you know, keep things in the realm of one item at a time, right? Artist, scatterbrained, you know. Alright, let's do this. Now, this is 7.5 ounces of white glue. Just kind of let that drain in there. And just keep a mark on where the thing winds up at once it's finished draining. I'm doing this in the kitchen, and as you can see, all of our ingredients are laid out for one of our Starving Artists episodes. So that should be plenty sufficient. Okay, so we've got right about to that first line there. It looks like the first line to the second line is about the same. So, here we go. Now keep in mind the foam. This creates a little bit less. See, this still isn't mixed up, so you can still kind of fudge the water a little bit. Not a ton, but a little bit. So just be, careful not to mix it up before you get your water mixture right. Now, if we stop right there and mix this bad boy up, we have Mod Podge. That's all there is to it. Granted, it's a dollar store version of Mod Podge, but it's still Mod Podge. But that's not where we're stopping with Gesso. Gesso you want to be, a little thinner. So we're going to go ahead and fill that water up a little. Actually, yeah, we'll fill that water up a little bit more. And try not to dump this over because I'm doing this one-handed here. And there we are. That's just the amount we need. So that's 1 part glue, 2 parts water, and let's go ahead and grab our cornstarch baby powder. Now this is a 9-ounce package here. This is just one of the 2 versions they have at the dollar store, and this one tends to... Oh, God, I hate that smell. Alright. Just go ahead and top that off in there. So, now we're going to go ahead, toss a lid on it. Now you may want to run a spoon through this just to make sure you get all the clumps out, because otherwise the clumps will show up when you're painting this on your canvas and cause some problems. You don't want problems. Problems are bad, especially when you get to the point where you're actually painting on the canvas. Now with this stuff, it is a little thinner than normal gesso, just a tad, so I do like to use 2 to 3 coats. Let one dry, use a second one. I normally tend to let these dry overnight. You don't have to, it doesn't take that long, but just make sure it's to a nice thick syrupy standpoint, and you should be good. I mean, that's about the consistency of normal gesso right there. Now if you find it's a little too light, you can just go ahead and top that off. Sorry, I know the camera's shaking all around. It's my bad. I'm doing this with an iPhone at the moment, just to have a little bit of extra portability. Now I do have a nice DSLR that I just tend to never break out, unfortunately, but I figure you guys can get the gist of this. You're smart people, you know how to do this stuff. So, there we go. You have 1 liter of liquid gesso. That's all there is to it. Thanks for watching. If it helped you, subscribe. And check out AJ's original page. I will link that in the description. Have a good day. Keep arting.